All right, so that brings us to self-defense. All right, I'm just going to go over this quickly. I want you to know what the basics are, the essentials, okay? Because self-defense really applies to the aggravated assault with the shotgun, okay, and the murder charges. So what have we got? One can use lethal force in self-defense, but only under certain circumstances. You can't claim self-defense if you are the unjustified initial aggressor, meaning if you started it. Who started this? It wasn't Ahmaud Arbery. If you're committing a felony against that person, once again, we're back to our convenience store armed robber. He doesn't get to defend himself against the clerk he's robbing. He doesn't get to claim self-defense. He's committing a felony. In this case, they committed 4 different felonies, including the aggravated assault with the shotgun. They started it. They do not get to claim self-defense. And then, of course, provocation. You can't force someone to defend themselves against you, so you get to claim self-defense. This isn't the Wild West. No. So there's 3 instances where the defendants don't get to claim self-defense, and they committed all of them. So once again, initially provokes the use of force against himself with the intent to use such force as an excuse. No Wild West. This is the important one. Cannot commit aggravated assault with a shotgun, with trucks, false imprisonment, or criminal attempt at false imprisonment. Any of those. Not justified in using force if you're doing any of those things. They were doing all 4 of them. And you're not justified in using force if that person was the unjustified aggressor. You can't start it and claim self-defense. And they started this with their driveway decisions. So here's some main concepts. The defendants had to believe the deadly force was necessary. There were no other alternatives. Pointing a shotgun at somebody. There were a whole bunch of other alternatives to that. That belief must be reasonable. And once again, that's reasonable for everybody. That reasonableness applies to you. That reasonableness, there's no special exception for previous training in the Coast Guard or law enforcement. The reasonableness standard in Georgia applies to everyone equally. The danger to yourself has to be imminent, meaning I am about to get killed. Not some guy I've been chasing for 5 minutes is running at me. Can't use excessive force. The minute it's excessive, self-defense goes out the window. The defendant's reasonable belief must be what prompts him to use force. What prompted Travis McMichael to pull up that shotgun? He wanted him to stop. He was trying to get him to stop. Oh yeah, you're not going to stop for me and my dad? Up comes the shotgun. Now you're going to stop. Okay, you're not going to stop. You're going to go around the truck. That's. He goes to intercept him. He's not afraid. He moved toward Mr. Arbery. He moved toward Mr. Arbery with the gun. He's not afraid. You got to act out of fear. You can't be acting out of anger. That this guy won't stop and talk to you and won't obey your commands. Okay. What was there to be afraid of? Well, let's see. Ahmaud was wearing a t-shirt and cargo shorts that were so baggy he has this big belt loop out here. Let's see what else. Didn't have a bag or a backpack. So, yeah, doesn't have anything that he's carrying. He was running with his hands empty at his sides. Ran away from them for 5 minutes. Did not have any weapon. Nothing on him. Didn't say one word to them. Didn't threaten them verbally. Didn't say, oh yeah. Didn't say anything. And he had no help from anyone. So what's there to be afraid of? He went this way. He goes this way. He goes that way. And you see Travis McMichael move down to the center of the street there, blocking his way. He's trying to get away. And then, oh, look, he's going to go this way. And he does. And he goes around. And what do you have here? Travis McMichael going to intercept. And that shadow underneath there, I mean, You can have the stills back there. We printed some of them out. That shotgun is pointed right at him. Right at him. Okay? So when he gave the police that story about, oh, it was at Port Arms, and he was striking me and hitting me and striking me and hitting me, and I finally, had to do this. That's what he told the police. A bunch of lies. Shotgun, shadow right here. Okay? Here's the other thing, ladies and gentlemen. Lawyers aren't good at math, but I'm going to trust you guys are. What did the ME say? This arm on Ahmaud Arbery was 26 inches. This arm on Ahmaud Arbery was 25 inches. And the barrel of that shotgun is over 28 inches. Do the math. Did he hit him? Did he punch him? Did he strike him? When the shotgun's like this? It's easy. Do the math. This is what Travis McMichael did. There's no fear here. There's only anger. Remember, it's a standard of reasonable beliefs that the force used is necessary. Do you really believe he had no other choice but to use his shotgun? Is that what you really believe? No other choice. What are the alternatives? Well, the first alternative is don't start this. I'm going to tell you something. My husband, he always tells this to our three nephews, David, Ben, and Sam. And what he says is, there's some rules for life. You know what those rules are? Don't go looking for trouble, because you will find it, and it is not going to turn out the way you think it is. What he's really saying to them is, don't be that guy who starts the bar fight and goes, let's go out in the parking lot. That's what he's really saying to them. But it's a life rule. You go looking for trouble, and what's going to happen? So don't leave the house. Here's an alternative. Call the police. Don't chase down strangers to confront them. Don't go after pedestrians in your truck. I mean, common sense tells you, you pull up in a truck on somebody who's like a pedestrian who's out for a jog. I mean, I don't know, are any of you runners? You ever had a strange truck pull up and have some people start yelling at you? Would that startle you? I don't know. We don't know what was in the mind of Ahmaud Arbery. But, I mean, what do you think? Did it cause some fear for him? These strange men pulling up in this truck and then not relenting and not backing off? This was 3-on-1. How about some empathy? Remember leaps? Listen, empathize. Where is Travis McMichael's empathy? Where's Greg McMichael's empathy? Where do they go? Wow, I wonder what I'm doing to this other person. I wonder what it looks like from their point of view. I wonder if we might be scaring or startling this person. I wonder if it may be so bad that they might react in a negative way. Where's the empathy? How about don't bring a shotgun with you? This is really easy. Call the police. Because what did Officer Rash want? Remember Officer Rash? He said he wanted them to be witnesses. So call the police. Follow behind Mr. Arbery at that 2 miles an hour. Where's he going to go? They could have followed him all the way back to Fancy Bluff and Boykin Ridge. On the phone going, he's turning left. He's turning right. Ooh, okay? That was a real easy choice, but did they choose to do that? No, they confronted him. They chose to confront him. They didn't need to. They didn't have to. They could have followed. He's a jogger. How fast is he going? Don't point a shotgun at people unless you're going to kill him. Don't point a shotgun at people unless you're going to kill him. How do we know he intended to kill him? He pointed a shotgun at him. How about you stay on the driver's side of the truck? Don't go around to the front of the truck. Real easy.